Gentlemen, welcome back. We've got the upper bracket semifinals going on here today. I'm Exner, and I'm joined here by Anthony. Anthony, how you doing this morning?
Not that tired, surprisingly, considering it's 6 a.m. Up bright and early we are. You and I, we like to indulge in the early morning work. We're
Mm-hmm.
chilling here. I can't remember. Are you CST? I can't
I'm
remember.
EST as well. Yeah.
Okay, I thought so. So I think we got a banger of a matchup to start us off on the day. I mean, look, Dignitas and Blue Jays, maybe not the most of 100% exciting matchups when you think of it, but I disagree for the sole reason that we've seen Dignitas already take down the previous Funspark champions. So they have got a little bit of a story to tell us today.
Yeah, that's the real thing I'm kind of paying attention to as well. That first initial result versus Static is very, very impressive for Dignitas. Blue Jays as well. I mean, being able to take down Enigma is a huge accomplishment. Getting into the upper bracket semis, it's a very good matchup to kick things off. And then secondly, right afterwards, we got K23 and your favorite Copenhagen Flames as
Mhm.
well. So it's going to be two very great matchups here. This one's particularly Dignitas versus Blue Jays is going to be pretty entertaining because I'm pretty excited to see kind of how these map pools are going to play against each other. Dignitas, obviously, they have a pretty strong map pool, but I feel like it kind of plays into Blue Jays' favor and offers up some potential upsets in the mix there as well.
I mean, 100%. But another reason this matchup just really excites me is because you look at the teams they had to play before, and maybe you haven't heard of Ecstatic. It's a recent rebrand coming off from being Lingby Vikings. Maybe
Mhm.
that's a more recognizable name. But the fact that Dignitas took them down, obviously the previous champions. But on the other side of things, Blue Jays against Namiga. Now, that's not a result I expected to see them winning because Namiga have been on a pretty steady incline recently, taking down more and more opponents that are just quote unquote out of their skill level. So I really think this is a battle of the up and coming teams. Dignitas, they've been stuck at this level for so long, not able to break through. They're another one of those tier 2 teams that are at that caliber of there's a fine line of teams they can beat, and then they don't really have any upset potential. Now it looks like they're finally starting to break out of that mold. And the same for Blue Jays.
Yeah, yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that these are two very impressive victories to kick things off here. Let's take a look at the lineups here on the Blue Jays initially. I'm very excited to see this roster. I watched a little bit of their Mirage versus Enigma last night, and I really was impressed with what Aid Kit was able to put up. I think that he was a major contributing factor to their success in that Mirage specifically. A very good B lurker on the T side. He's even a better B anchor as well when you talk about that CT side. So excited to see what he can do. I think he's going to be a key, especially on their map pick.
Oh, 100%. I mean, Blue Jays, I've seen. I want to say personally, I've seen like a little of them.
Mhm.
I saw them a long time ago, back when they went against G2, and I was a G2 fan. And I saw them recently when they played in a couple of events. So I guess I'm a bit up to interpretation when this team comes rolling around. But for Dignitas, I'm way more familiar with these guys. But who is it? I mean, very familiar faces on this entire lineup. But it's kind of upsetting to see how long it's taken them to actually come into form because we expect more from these faces, right? You've got Heap, I believe the youngest of the lineup, maybe the most inexperienced combined with Halzerk. Other than that, nothing but legends. And I feel like they're worth more than this, at least just at name value.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm surprised to see this roster struggle. All of the moves that they've made over the years as well to try and kind of find their form. It's not looking so good so far when you look at the names there, but also they've been playing in the game for a long time, and it's good to still have them hanging around, kind of bringing up that new talent as well. With like you had mentioned, Heap into the roster, Halzerk as well, and they both speak very highly of Holzerk there, Forest and Freiburg, that is. And so, it's always exciting to see them bring up potentially new players into the scene and, players that could stick around for a long time as well.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it always makes me wonder, right? Because people value experience on a team. Well, you gotta have more than that to some extent. Like Dignitas are kind of a living, breathing example of that experience is not
Hmm.
all that just matters. Because again, I say over and over again, we expect more from these names. And to take in a matchup like this, it like with all that experience, with Forrest, with Lekro, with Freiburg, this shouldn't be that difficult for them. But I mean, again, Blue Jays are definitely maybe I say definitely. I'll stick with that. They're definitely the underdogs here, but
Mhm.
I still feel like they could put up a fight.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. I think Dignitas are kind of looking for a clean win here to cement themselves a little bit more. We'll take a look at these vetoes really quick. I see immediately permabans are kind of instantly removed right there in Dust 2 and Overpass, no surprises. Mirage is picked out by Blue Jays, which I was kind of expecting, to be honest with you. They, like I had mentioned, looked very good yesterday versus Namiga, and so picking that one out once again, very good sign there. Nuke was a bit of a surprise for me. I was expecting Vertigo to be put here in place, but either way, Dignitas are very serviceable on this map, and I'm sure it's not the most comfortable as well for Blue Jays. They kind of avoid it for the most part, specifically in best of one. So that kind of tells you that they are not too interested in ever kind of picking that map up. And then finally, we finish things on Ancient if it ever has to get there as well.
I love me a good ancient game. I mean, I'm hoping it gets there, not even for the sake of I want X team to win, but I just love
Hmm.
that map so much. I remember when it came out in the pool. I just loved going on that
Yeah.
map for hours and seeing what was up. Like I still see things brought out to this day that don't cease to amaze me. But for the other two, for the things we'll be guaranteed seeing, Mirage and Nuke, I guess I'm not that surprised. I mean, you talked about Blue Jays Mirage the other day. I know Dignitas have been comfortable on Nuke for a long time, so it doesn't really shock me to see these vetoes brought out. Yeah, you probably could have interchanged it with like Vertigo or something, but I don't think Dignitas are going to be unhappy with how
Hmm.
this veto unfolded.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. I think that, Nuke or Vertigo kind of has the equal potential to punish Blue Jays specifically. So you've gotten yourselves into a pretty good veto. Obviously, I think Blue Jay they need to pick up this Mirage pick. And again, like I had mentioned, their best strong suits come in their T sides. They got some very, very good T sides, specifically utilizing A kit on the lurk, aid kit on the lurk. He's very, very effective. And one of the reasons why they win most of their T side rounds, it usually like attempts some A executes and then they fail the executes and then they rely on aid kit double entry on the opposite side of the map. So expect some of that to be put into play. But yeah, very excited to see what we have for Mirage. And I believe we're hopping into game as well.
Good time for it. I guess no better time to do so as we get into the pistol. And it looks like we are going to be seeing an A take from the Blue Jays. Hopefully this one isn't failed because it's kind of hard to mess it up that bad on the pistol. But looks like Kingston's going to be the first to test the waters with the P250. The tank falls quickly as Heap takes his head clean off.
Start right there. Very patient with what he's taking. Now we have a move up towards the mid, utilizing that connector as a lurk. Giving up a lot of control towards A right now, and they're going to take it full storm. They have to make it past these smokes, and they still have to get those numbers punched in as well. And now Dignitas, they're leading all of their players over into this A bomb, so they have a very quick reaction to the play.
Yeah, and they can be happy with how things are going right now, but they don't want to let this bomb go down. It's going to get a whole lot more difficult, but thankfully, an unfortunate spot to plant in. Aid Kit doesn't know about his corners, apparently, because he's going to get taken down without even the vision to help him. 3-on-4 as the CTs just tuck back in towards their spawn. Wait for the Blue Jays to make the next move, trying to replant at the exact same spot. Have to deal with this catwalk player, though. There's somebody connected to ensure that he won't fall. Gotta worry about Halsrick, though, as he jumps up. Lecro's got one to his name, traded by Casanito. Still a bit uncomfy for this T side, because he's still got to go through the kit of Heap. It's been recovered. There's a smoke on the ground. They could just try to go for this Ninja Defuse, and they still have Forest on Catwalk being a nuisance.
They smoke the bomb here. They have an opportunity to get that down, but oh no, he gets spammed straight through the smoke. Forest finds the quick trade, and they should have an idea where Style Easy is. Bomb's being tapped once again, though, and that's a clean kill from Forest, showing that pistol patience pays off right there. Being able to find both players so quick, holding on as well right there. 1-0 Dignitas, able to recover that pistol round in a big way.
Yeah, man. I mean, Forrest just staying alive on Catwalk that entire time is so big because with how Blue Jays want to plant, I mean, like, I really want to comment on how smart that was because how Blue Jays want to plant, they don't have control of CT. They take jungle, but you're still open to Catwalk. So Forrest just showing presence forces the Blue Jays to keep somebody deady in connector, which just destroys their entire post plant.
Some really strong stuff right there for sure. Nice positioning there. Off that bomb plant, though, you are going to get some investments from Blue Jays being brought back out here once again. So it's a good sign here, trying for the rifle round right after. And again, we got Aid Kit trying to lurk about in apartments. Right now, for the most part, everyone leaning over towards that B side. So you kind of tell where this hit is going to land for Dignitas, ready to execute into that B bomb site. Actually moving in towards mid, so maybe a little bit of a fake here going on. But holes
Definitely makes me happy to see what's going on from Dignitas right now. I mean, you can see they're playing against the strength of Blue Jays. They know that they're a very heavy A-sided team, and they have a defense stacked up to counter just that. So far, it's working out well. Maybe the opener didn't go their way, but that's nothing to worry about just yet, as AidKit may give away yet another kill. 2 on 4. And it just doesn't even look like Blue Jays have a real plan at this point. Just get kills, maybe take some guns out of CT hands, ruin their money just that bit much more, but having mid control isn't really going to do you much in this spot.
Yeah, especially in the 4v2 right now. I mean, they kind of hit a brick wall towards mid. I was about to say that entry was very good, but the quick collapse on towards mid from multiple different angles comes through directly after. Although, there's potential here. Ollie's doesn't commit. Oh, and turns around just in the worst time. Dan one left. Last man standing. Wondering what exactly he's got in store. I don't even know if you want to save here.
I mean, not really a point in trying to go for this right now if you're Danny, but I guess I'll go charging in anyway. I mean, you are going into an eco round in the next regardless, but still, I think saving that AK could have been a bit more beneficial, though. Nonetheless, it's 2-0. Dignitas off to a pretty electrifying start. Should continue to go that way, because they're only going against Glocks in this one.
Yeah, it should just be more of the same here from Dignitas. Continued to rack that score line up here. Up against plenty of A1Ss, though. So, not much to worry about in terms of giving up that MAC 10, or MP9, rather. Money over. Although Halzerk's hungry for it. He's trying to move up middle right now, hunting the frags himself.
I guess this is where that experience can come in. Just the quick adaptations, being able to adjust just on the fly like they are. Because I've already seen a couple of adaptations come out from Dignitas. There's not too much to speak of in this round, but their setup does tell a lot in the fact that Blue Jays, in the past couple of rounds, have had some favoritism or some part of leaning in middle, right? It's usually been A and mid combined. They haven't really tested the waters at B, and Dignitas are weary of that. You can see them on the fly, round by round, making adaptations, knowing what Blue Jays are going to do, and maybe the one time they hit B, they might strike some gold, because it looks like that's the weak spot for Dig right now.
Yeah, they're going to need to have AidKit step up a little bit. I think that he tried that Deagle entry and got shut down pretty easily in that second round. So, you know, once he doesn't find openings, I think there's a real reliance on other parts of the map. And Blue Jays, I don't know if their executes are all there a lot of the times. You know, sometimes it seems a little bit disjointed in the example of that pistol round that we saw, where they kind of utilized a good top con smoke, but they couldn't quite get those numbers punched in time, and it allowed for rotates to come through very quickly. So there's some problem factors here when B comes down to maybe a little bit of a critical failure. Where else are you going to go in this map?
Wow. Okay. Dignitas are not sitting comfy with having a little bit of map control. They want more, and Casanito could be the one to give him the first kill. Is the bomb back at spawn or something? No. He just had his knife out, charging like nobody was going to be there. Nade deep into the apartments. Won't connect for anything, but Dignitas, they've still got a really good indication of what's going on. He's going to come running through this Molotov, and it's just not the play. Freiberg adds another one to the kill count for Dignitas in this round. And 3 on 5, man, Blue Jays are losing this in the opening 60 seconds.
Yeah, and they're not gaining much space either. I mean, you've taken mid control here with a minute left, but again, you're in another position where you're 5v3, and, well, they do find a little bit of relief right there. Keep taken care of, and they're looking to execute in towards A. They have a lot of presence here, though, towards B right now. Might look to utilize that murder hole to split in towards B. Lecro, oh, don't want to peek up there. That is so risky. Nice smoke, though, and that'll buy plenty of time here.
I mean, it's not even about buying rotations at this point. It's just about making Blue Jays uncomfortable. They're going to have to wait a good another 12 seconds before that smoke starts to fade, and at that point, you're already in a 3 on 4. You're already down in a pretty bad situation. Anything else goes worse, and the round just falls in the lap of Dignitas at that point, with a low HP kicks in as well. It's not like there's any chance for them to get back into this one. A 1-for-1 trade puts it with 8 seconds left to go, and he hasn't even recovered the bomb. If things weren't bad enough, there's absolutely not enough time to win this round. It's done. Dignitas have got the first rifle in their back pocket.
This is not the first time we've seen like a round come down to the timer either. So it's just too much time ticking off the clock right there. Again, that's good utilization of utility from Dignitas, but they are playing this one so slow, and it's not quite working once they give up those opening frags. they need to find some success rate in that department. They need to find some openers, because right now they're trying to execute in towards sites with 20 seconds left, and they're still, 2 or 3 men down.
Yeah, it really does come down to these early interactions that aren't going their way. And I don't know if Dignitas are going to continue to push the picture in that department. They're just slowing it down once again, letting Blue Jays make the first mistake, because they really don't know what Dignitas are doing at this point. They're just hoping AidKit's going to work some magic with his AWP. I know you commented it on a pregame, but will it work out this time? Absolutely not. Already shut down. And Freiburg has a lurking suspicion that somebody's behind that smoke, and Palace, op shot, rains off beside his head as a flashbang blinds him. And now they're just going to try to run it back at the A site? No. Show some presence. Don't see anything and back away.
Yeah. I mean, A didn't work. They lose that opening pick, and then they just take a different approach right afterwards. They're going to head back in towards mid. We've seen this story before here. Like this, though. Little run boost action going on. Oh, an opportunity. He does find the first. That's a beautiful shot. Halzerk taken care of. And looking for more here. They've taken control of top con. You don't want to peek into that one. But at least have themselves a 4v4. And they've even picked up another rifle as well.
Yeah, but there's still a good bit of util to go through against Dignitas. I mean, as soon as they show presence in apartments, it's going to be rinse and repeat of what we saw in the previous round, if not worse on the timer. And there's just no reason to show them any respect right now if you're Dig. I mean, they haven't really punished what you're doing, so just run it back over and over again, I guess. I mean, I'm not really too sure what to say about it at this point, but there are 2 people over at the A site. Molly goes behind the smoke, but it's not going to be enough to deal with Lekro, who lurks behind it, waiting for his moment to strike Casanito up catwalk, but the bomb is stuck in the apartment. Danny's got the lineup. It falls to Heap, but he's going down 2. It's a 1-on-3. Freiburg, he's got to go for this. I mean, you don't really have an issue in the funds department, so you're going to be rebuying regardless. It's just about making sure Blue Jays can't get that comfy. Casanito still on 1 HP. He'll give up the opening pick. It's not all done just yet. With the op posted on bench, though, it's going to get tricky. Nice thing takes him down to 6. And Freiburg, this is a very winnable clutch. Another shot is missed as he tries to creep back in through Get Right. So sadly for him, Get Right isn't here. It's just up to him. The clutch has to come out. He sees the gun barrel. Another op shot missed, but Danny's behind him. The flank is perfect, and Blue Jays win it on an eco.
Amazing play right there from Blue Jays, finding all of the entries. And I mean, Casanito with that pre-fire onto the player Get Right. That is incredible right there. Very nice stuff showing through from Blue Jays to finally get on the board there for their first. And again, that was a 4v5 where the only gun they really had to work with was that op. And Casanito finding those entries as well towards mid. Very, very strong stuff. Because now they look to pressure that economy by stringing 2 together. He nice jump up towards the catwalk. Totally blinded though. And it's not a kill converted, but it's a lot of damage on the force to scare him off.
That's almost unacceptable, though. I mean, the fact that Forrest is sitting in the open for that long and he doesn't fall, I mean, he'll probably go and grab the AWP from Halzerk, see if he can work with that in this round. And if he walks away with a kill, you really got to be hitting yourselves in the back if you're the Blue Jays. That should have been guaranteed, but doesn't look like anything's going to come of it just yet, as Blue Jays just swarm in middle.
Ready to work their way up catwalk here pretty quickly. They've taken a lot of space. This is a different approach that we haven't seen. A lot of times it's that slow burner towards mid, but they're already taking the fight towards B. Lekro finding the first, but he has a couple different angles he has to worry about. And AidKit able to lurk out of the apartments just in time. That's B compromised, and there's no rotators nearby.
Yeah, questionable play from Dignitas. Maybe going for a super heavy mid retake squad, because, I mean, with 4 players on A and that much utility, you'd think that's what they're doing, but as the bomb goes down, they have to attempt a 4-on-4 retake. Mirage B-side isn't that forgiving when it comes to retakes, but so far they're making it look like it's a possibility, or maybe not, because in the 2-on-3, it's up to a low HP Forrest and Freiburg to close the details in, but it looks like they're just going to be calling it a save. The money has finally run away from them. And Blue Jays, you know, they started out very rough. It was 4-0. It looked like it was going to be 5, and Dignitas would keep going. But off the back of an eco, it looks like they're ready to flip the script.
Yeah, I like when they turned up the heat a little bit as well. There was some really cool control they were able to take towards mid. They continued that top cat smoke, so they were able to clear out a lot of ground there pretty early on. And, you know, I guess we can talk about how Forrest was immediately forced to reposition off of catwalk and towards a more safe angle in CT spawn, and I think that came to a lot of fruition whenever I believe it was Heap left on no man's land on the B bomb site with so many different angles. It's rather Lekro that was in that position, but I think that was a real catalyst to Blue Jays taking that site so easily.
Yeah, but I do want to say that kind of falls on Freiburg. I mean, he was going to be that secondary B player when he jumped over from catwalk in middle, but the fact that he goes all the way around through window and nobody makes a rotation accordingly kind of screws them over as they really try to get a kill or two with this A bomb site right now. You can see Dignitas are pulling out of the tricks out of the hat, but this double boost is only going to get them so much over in connector, or maybe it'll get them everything, because Forrest and Freiburg have found 3 together, even looking for more. Danny's tapped down to 10 HP. Aid Kit's got to be the one to bring this home.
Oh, okay, they've recovered. Only a USP, but Danny solo, like you had mentioned. Holding down that CT spawn angle, though. Force, as soon as he swings, he might be in for trouble. He's just going to hold down the line here. One snuck out of Palace. Aid kept moving in through CT. They've got so many smokes. Just smoke off CT. Spawn will be golden, but look at this. Force might have a timing here. Certainly does, and they've not turned his way. Aid Kit, is he able to adjust? Oh my god, Force finds both.
No way! A USP! Why then? What is this game, dude? Like, Blue Jays win their first round with an off and a couple of pistols, and the Dignitas just say, all right, we'll do that too, and then they win it with a USP. Like, you can tell, they are stacking up this A-site defense. They know what Blue Jays are going to try to do. They know the game plan, and it's up to them to switch it up. It's up to them to change around what Dignitas are doing.
I can't believe it. For the USP. That's a brutal way to drop some of that momentum right there. You were doing so well consistently. And now you're down a man once again. The tide's turning back into Dignitas' favor, although this is a nice walk out of A, just dry peeking it. And they all are able to find the trades here. They still have heap to deal with, and there's even a rotator in CT spawn. There's a lot of presence quickly here from Dignitas.
You know, you could tell the pace for them has definitely changed, and with these 2 openers, they want to continue to seal the deal. Danny, what a beautiful angle, though. As Halzer gets his head ripped off through the box as we're back to a 3-on-3, an open A site, and Heap's the only man close to defend. Lekro's sitting idly behind the smoke, but the Molotov will force him out.
Force has a nice angle here. Oh no, but the bomb not being covered right there, and a free pick from Lekro. Oh, they all turn their attention away as well. So they just do the 1-2 punch right there. One peeks out through jungle, one peeks out through CT spawn, and it works out so well for Dignitas.
Wow. I mean, it's only round 8, and it looks like the Blue Jays are out of answers. I do also want to highlight the only rounds that have worked for the Blue Jays are the rounds they've gone B.
Yeah, it's an incredible crutch. Some of those A executes. I mean, you can see it right there. I don't mind trying to catch your opponents off guard with some dry peeks right there, but eventually the smokes do have to come once you try and punch in those numbers, and it never did it?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I was just saying since the beginning of the game. Dignitas are playing around them wanting to have an A hit. They're going to try to read him again as they get ready for a B defense. 2 players looking to stand strong. Lekro to lead the charge, and everybody's starting to frag out right now for Dignitas. 8 Kit, he's long behind the pack. And an unwinnable 1-on-5. It's about trying to do damage, which he won't find. Lekro doubles down and wins Dignitas their 7th round.
I mean, just an incredible behold. They're able to shut down that cat approach as well pretty quickly. They're so reliant on that B side right there, and once they start to stack some presence there, and like you had mentioned, once that experience sets in, and Dignitas are able to adapt to the fact that Blue Jays utilize that B site so often. How's their T side gonna look when there's so much presence there? Look at this round. They're stacking over so much towards mid and B in the early stages here. A lot of presence early on up towards connector this time. Nice nade stack onto Halzer. He's in a really rough spot. Looking to be bailed out from Heap, though. And that is the case.
I love this jump spot they've been doing at B the entire game. I mean, Lekro has pretty much forced the Blue Jays to play passive on B just by holding the space bar. Like, they haven't been able to answer for this, and he's done it every time they've at least seen him when they've gone B. So, what do you do at this point? I mean, they can't go B because that's not working. They're barely getting out middle without taking multiple casualties, and the A site, forget it. You gotta switch something up, but nothing's working.
That's a great point. All that early information really nullifies 8 Kit's lurk. He does like to get up front and close with his positioning right now, and you're right, they're hitting a brick wall after brick wall. Got to find some success, and I think they just have to utilize some A executes. I've seen some cool stuff from Blue Jays on that side of the map, but they haven't brought it up. Just Zerk. Well, the app continues to find success, although that is a beautiful little 1 dig there.
feel like it's
Finito.
a participation trophy at this point, though. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
for
doing
sure.
much.
Especially when he just continues to shut you down. Oh no.
Holzerk stole that kill, by the way. So, you know, I'd definitely be like, what the heck, man? I'd be upset with my teammate. Come on, that was a free kill.
Yeah, and you gotta understand, every kill
Yeah.
you get as a rifler, as opposed to an opper, is so much more important.
Point and click.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't disagree with Blue Jays calling this timeout. Because, again, every bit of luck they've gotten, or every round they've gotten, has been off of luck. Mostly these openers have been going the way of Dignitas. They've been getting map control really well. You can tell they always have a plan coming into these rounds, and it's not like it's super readable. Like, sometimes they're getting information over at A by pushing into the A ramp. Sometimes they're hard contesting in middle off the opening parts of the round. They haven't really done anything in the apartments just yet, but that's because Blue Jays just haven't countered it when they go B.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right now, we do have a little bit of a lacking presence off this timeout towards the B side of things for Dignitas, but it's just one of those well-read rounds. They know that once you go for a timeout, you're looking to shake things up, and they're walking right into this A side stack here. So much presence, but it might not matter. It with a beautiful entry, but they still have Forrest on the site to deal with, and he finds two. What an adjustment. And now he's able to get in towards a more comfortable position, but Finito in towards mid, finds the first, finds the second, not quite. And it will be into the 1v1 very quickly.
Ball in. It's so quick. It's so fast paced. But Heap is going to win the engagement. And it's chaotic, right? But Forrest, he's really the savior in that round for Dignitas. Somehow picking up 3 kills in no man's land. Firebox. You get 1 kill, sure. You're probably not going to clear that first if you're running out of his T. 2 kills, okay, a bit unforgivable, but still, I guess, in the ballpark of possibility. 3, almost 4? That just can't happen. The Blue Jays are so almost discoordinated, giving him 1 peaks, and that's what Dignitas are thriving off of right now.
Yeah, it was such an effective opener as well for 8kit. The 4v5 that he was able to find right there immediately was so good. I think that a lot of it was based on that stack that Dignitas had, those quick reactions, those quick rotations. But, man, I feel like they were in such a good spot after 8kit found that opener. And again, like he had mentioned, they could have had themselves a good position to take that site and trade for us pretty quickly. And that's a 3v4 post-plant positions. They're going for that A execute once again, though.
Maybe this time they can clap themselves together, or maybe not. Freiberg doesn't need vision to find a kill as he finds the first through the smoke. 1-for-1 trades coming in connector, and it looks like this time around they might be able to punch in the digits and get that bomb down, but there's still a lot of work to do on this post plant. As Dignitas are just going to wait for the smokes to expire. Plenty of util left for them. Absolutely none for that of Blue Jays. And it relies on Castanito's flank going all the way around through middle. Luckily for him, though, nobody for Dignitas is weary of this, at least just yet. He may be able to catch a player or two with their back turns because if they come flowing in from CT, they're just going to line up for him. They peek into Catwalk, don't spot anything, but I actually don't think it's planted that well for Connector. And Halzerk's going to spot him out before he can really start to do some damage. So there goes the chances of winning the round. Blue Jays. Wait, somebody's got to get on this bomb. Hello? Dignitas? Okay, they've got it. We're good.
Ooh, yeah, I was a little bit worried as well. Oh, God, that was a little bit close for my liking, considering they're in such a dominant position either way. Dignitas close things out, no questions asked. And you got that bomb plant, you're going to get another investment here. Sure, it's all nice and dandy, but you need some more rounds here to deliver yourself any sort of comfort on the CT side. I will say the CT side a little bit discomforting as well. So, I mean, what is the way that they try and find 5 here? They've tried a couple A executes in a row. They have some good A fakes to maybe potentially throw out here, but I haven't seen too many fakes coming through. So they're back to the mid defaults here, again with the quicker pace, ready to move up connector maybe, but there's an operating for them right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with Blue Jays has just been their spacing, because we've been talking about this entire game, how Dignitas are getting away with murder in the opening frags department. Almost every round they're finding 1 or 2 opening kills and just really not getting traded out for it. And that's why you see Dignitas just starting strong from the get-go, because when you're already getting yourselves in a 5-on-4 or a 5-on-3, I mean, yeah, you could rely on maybe Aidkit or Danny to bring it back with a multi-kill, but it just becomes unwinnable past that point, and spacing is it just goes to show why it's that important.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Some of the trades haven't been all there, although I love the positions they've put themselves in right now. They've got a minute left, and they've got good control of the map at the moment. You can see they have one player posted up in towards ladder room, and they're ready for this B execute, so they'll have a pretty fast split on towards that B bomb site. You have to stay alive, though. There's a lot of presence here, I will say. Dignitas, they've stacked over a lot in this direction. We'll see if that smoke does a good job of faking things out, but right now their positions are standard.
Well, here they come into the B site, but once again, it's to no avail as they're quickly getting shut down and swept by the side. It's really nothing to talk about. Like, it's just a lot of setup. It's all talk and no backing it up for the Blue Jays, who are now about to be down 11-2 on their CT side, or going against the CT side of Dignitas. And we come into this game talking about how they pick up most of their rounds on T side. That's where they find most of their success. Is this just going to go on to show us, like, what we have to see for this series?
Yeah, I mean, Mirage is supposed to be the bread and butter for Blue Jays, and it has looked very good on their T side specifically. I mean, it is a little bit worrisome for sure. Another timeout getting called, so they're trying to keep their heads in this game, which I very much appreciate. You know, they're trying to find some recovery, but so far nothing is working out. They're hitting wall after wall. You mentioned it; it's a whole lot of setup being thrown out from Blue Jays. You know, they're getting themselves in good position. They're utilizing utility to gather that control, but as soon as you saw Kaizen try and push up the catwalk, he just gets opted down because there's no smoke to help him get up the catwalk. It's being held as well from Halzerk with the good positioning, and it just doesn't work out as soon as you try an entrance into that B bomb site.
I don't know. It's super basic, bare-bones CS right now from the Blue Jays, who aren't really trying to extend the dimensions of the gameplay, it feels like. It's either they're hitting one of these sites, or they're just dying and getting picked apart across the map. It's not really that difficult to counter, and maybe I dog on the viability of this quote-unquote experience people praise so often, but that is something that'll help you do. It helps you understand that, like, one-dimensional kind of play. It helps you abuse bad spacing, and Blue Jays, like, it's hard to say more than they're just getting picked apart because of these minute fundamental mistakes that can be easily patched out.
Ready to execute into this B fake here. They've actually they haven't sold it just yet, but there's still entries to be found here. Still easy. Ready, but again, it's that firebox position that haunts it. But there's trades. There's trades to be found here. That's a good sign. They even have a player underpass here, an aid kit lurking about. But look at this. No bomb plant, and they've just dropped it right into the ground. Aid kit is able to deliver, but Halzerk is a pain. A thorn in their side right now as he puts things into the 2v2. And again, they still have to recover that bomb.
I mean, it is good that Aid Kit's able to get himself into window. It cuts off a big portion of this map, and Halzerk's finally going to pay the price for it. Forrest, he's left in a 1-on-2, and he backed away from his teammate, I think maybe to go around through catwalk. The bomb was dropped in the open, so you can't really blame him, but now he's got to go for this clutch, and maybe nobody's going to be looking his way for the time being. He could have a little bit of an opportunity to find a kill or two, but as soon as he comes through the rabbit hole, I thought he'd get punished, but no. He gets looked away at the worst time. This is going to be a free kill, and we're back to a 1-on-1 with him spotting out kick since Mac 10. 28 seconds to go, and the bomb is still dropped in the open. He runs up connector. He spots the head, but the bomb's been retrieved. Now, as this timer continues to tick down, he's got to punch in the digits and play the post plant, which he will. Now, Forrest looking to reposition is going to go all the way through CT. A kit, a smoke, and a little bit of time to play with, but he has to find this frag. Kicks in, not weary of this CT push, and he's gonna get caught out for it. Forrest, the beautiful repositioning, wins him a 1-on-2.
That's massive right there. Forrest again. You put him in the clutch in a 1v1, and it's hard to really feel for Kaizen right there. Quickly taken care of. There's a big gaps in this one right here. You can see A-Kit, a little bit of timing, sure, but the whole round comes down to whether or not they can get that bomb planted comfortably in triple, and for some reason, they're kind of pushing up towards connector. They're trying to hold down that line for a little too long for my liking, and it just drops that bomb. It puts things into such a disastrous situation where Halzerk's just able to pick them off one by one by one. And it just doesn't go their way.
Oh, maybe this last one can go their way as they quickly flash themselves out middle. Halzerk this time around is going to get caught getting loose with it. Though Heap could go undetected as people have Yuto pulled out in middle. The first man to fall is Kixin, but they should know where Heap's position is, considering he ain't got the A1S, but there's only so many places he could have shot at you from. And it looks like they're about to punish him. He falls to low HP. 8-Kid will do the final blow. And maybe Blue Jays can walk away with a third round, but still, 12-3 is going to be a pretty damn irrecoverable path.
Yeah, 13-2, even worse so. And so, Castanito's looking to bail them out of that situation. Oh my goodness, a little bit slow on the trigger finger right there. I think he got caught falling asleep at the wheel, but Forrest certainly not. He's wide awake. One more to go, though, right around the corner. Castanito, just lets him slip by there. But I don't think he knows that he's been spotted. And there might be an opportunity for a big flank here. Castanito's sure of it, and might be able to drop him from behind. That's the case. And 3v1, the best position they've been in a long time, I will say.
Well, Electro, they'll be looking the wrong way at the wrong time, as Blue Jays will have Castanito saving their backs for a third round, but still a 9-round gap needs to be overcome on this second pistol, and Dignitas are knocking on the door to a first map victory.
Yeah, I mean, very, very clean half right there. No question about it. Dignitas maintaining the pace of that entire game. The one round that they won, and then the following was off of a Eco round that they found some very impressive openers. Hard to replicate that. And then, just a standard B execute. Finally, we see some success over towards mid, but that was off of some Dignitas aggression as well. So very strong stuff being shown out. Right now, we see 4 players stacking over towards the B bomb site from Blue Jays. A bit of a risk, considering that it is going to be that Palace pop coming through from the likes of Dignitas.
They're really relying on Castanito to hold down this A bomb site, and it's also going to fall down to timing, right? If he's looking at the A ramp when they decide to do their Palace pop, then he's just a sitting duck. But he's going to tuck away into connector, as now the man holding this A bomb site is Styles in from CT, jumping around in middle. Forrest will fall, but he's got Halzerk behind him to trade. Still have to deal with this CT player, but I don't know how easy that's going to be. He's just trying to play around for these kills. Another 1-for-1 given over as we're into a 2-on-3. The bomb should be allowed to go down, and this is a really bad spot to find yourself in if you're the Blue Jays, because Halzerk's gone up catwalk undetected. It looks like they're both going to be coming in from the connector side, which only leaves more room for improvement. In fact, Halzerk, I thought he was going to be good for at least one, but maybe Heap's going to be the man to seal the deal, picking up his second on the round and puts it all up to Danny in a 1-on-3.
Very hard position to be in. They even have a flank coming through. Lecro's finding him beforehand before it's ever needed to become a thing here. Look at this now. They've lost their one chance, I think, to get back into this game. The pistol round was a requirement, to say the least. And so we're going to head into a very... I'd have to imagine Blue Jays going for the force buy.
100%. Yeah, no, like, losing that pistol, it's tough.
They're full eco.
You got to get, like, 12 to 13 rounds in a row to make it impactful, man.
Crazy.
No mistakes. Oh, no. I think we're about to see the end of the first map here before too long.
No, I mean, this is an absurd call right here. I like this mid idea with the flashbang. Not a bad thought. Flashbang a little late, though, on the inbound there. They are collapsing, and there you go. There's the setup and the knockdown coming through. There's weapons to be retrieved as well.
Mac-10 not going to go undetected as he creeps up through the smoke, but there is a Krieg to try to work with. And if you're the Blue Jays, I can't imagine you continue to call this a save. You have to get this round, and you're in a pretty decent spot to try to contest for it. Look at all the map control they have. They forced Dignitas into CT. Now, you still have to take care of Halzerk on the site, but there's a flank coming in from the A-ramp to try to make that a possibility. But with no kit, they have to start to make their move. Moving in from connector and every single angle. This kill in Firebox needs to come in, but it's too far too late as he doubles down, almost gets a third. Dignitas, it's a little bit chaotic, but they should be able to walk away with a 14th.
Yeah, it's another one of those consolation prizes of saving these guns. But, I mean, considering what they've walked into, if this was a standard game, you consider this round a major victory, but it is not. They needed that round right there, that's for sure. It makes you think of what they could have done with a little bit of investment to back up the pistols. It was some great setup. I like the thought process here. But at the very least, with those gun saves, they kind of get a very good investment here. But like you had mentioned, it has to be flawless from here on out. There's no mistakes afforded to you from Blue Jays, and I just don't think Dignitas will let you get away with that.
No, they're definitely not. And, I mean, winning this rifle round would probably be the end of the game. Blue Jays, maybe they can put up a fight at the bit of the home stretch. Like, get it to be a bit more competitive on paper. You look back and think, okay, well, 16-8, 16-9, maybe not that bad. But, I mean, that's barring that they win this round. But so far, it's not looking likely that they aren't able to trade out that first kill. The B site's weakened, and Dignitas know it, forcing Hickson out with the Molotov. They all try to wrap on him in this smoke. They know he lies, but can they find the frag before the rotations come in? The answer is no. He looks to creep back as the bomb is faked out, still trying to find their way onto the bomb site, it seems, because it's just not that comfy right now. There's still CTs in every which direction, but Now they create some breathing room with kills coming in left, right, and center. Danny and Styles, well, could be the end of the line.
It's so composed right there from Dignitas. Look how long they take to plant the bomb, knowing that there's rotations coming through, but they never end up doing it. They all just hold the angle. They wait out that smoke specifically from Kixon to try and find that kill before they feel comfortable enough to plant the bomb. That is absolutely incredible right there. And, you know, it's just a story of the difference between these two teams. Composure on Dignitas' roster, patience paying off in so many of these rounds, and then Blue Jays struggling to find success.
Yeah, this is definitely not what I expected to see from them. I mean, to take down Namika, I thought that would be a pretty big feat. Yeah, you go to 3 maps and it was close the whole way through, but Namika are a good up-and-coming team. This is just a different battleground, it seems like. Dignitas are, like, to say they're one level ahead would just be completely wrong. They are, like, it's almost like they're playing a different game.
Yeah, they're showing their full force right now. There's no question about it. Absolutely unbelievable. Nice pick off though there. I mean, finally something swinging Blue Jays way. Danny, he is found himself an opening frag, a rare one for the Blue Jays. Haven't been in this position in a while. It has to feel nice. The key is you don't want to drop around like this. You want to make sure you're closing these ones out, or otherwise you'll just feel like nothing's going your way, which I imagine that's already the case.
I mean, yeah, they've got a man advantage, but the util's really bad. Like, 1 flash, 1 smoke to stop out one of these executes, and the timer's ticking a bit low, so that's something to keep in the back of your mind if you're a Dignitas fan. But as they converge towards the B site, the Blue Jays are about to quell the fire that is this Dignitas T side, because they have a flank looking to activate in the likes of Casanito. And they're all trying to make their way through the apartments and up Catwalk. It kind of relies on how quickly they're going to go for this take, because with every waking second is another inch that he's going to be making his way up. Lecro, though, what a shot at the Styles, dude. How does he expect that, though? I don't think it's going to matter. Danny shut them all down. And it's left the Forest, but, like, props to you, man. What was that shot?
That was absolutely absurd. Lecro just destroying. Yeah, I mean, it's style easy. He hasn't been too much into this game, has he? On the AWP right there, and I think that's just like another evidence of it. Holding that angle, I think, of course, you know, when you're holding an angle for so long, you do kind of fall asleep. But right there, I mean, Blackrow just destroys you. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, no, you hit him with the rage quit after that one. That's a call attack for me, please, guys. Oh, man.
Lord.
Well, at least that's revitalized Blue Jays a little bit, because they're already shutting Dignitas out of this early round map control. In fact, a lot of util's been wasted in the early parts of this round. They're still going to try to take out middle, but even if they do or don't win it, like, the util belts have been weakened up by a significant margin, though. Blue Jays are going to look to contest. They have a read on what Dignitas are doing, and things could go very awry very shortly. A couple of flashes come raining out, but Casanito is not affected by them. Picking up 1 as Forrest trades and will give him control of the map.
Nice 1-for-1 trade, though, for Dignitas right there. Casanito. Teammates got kind of isolated from him, so tough position to be in first. Look how fast he's moving up the catwalk right there. He's chasing him down right now. 8-Kit gonna find a freebie in apartments, and it is Kixon that gets overwhelmed over on that B-bomb site, but 8-Kit has this bomb cut off from patient and heap spam straight through it. Knows exactly where Lecro is as well, so it's gonna be a hard recovery, but Lecro at the very least is gonna take that op down once again. Get him 2 times there for good measure. But it still shouldn't be a recoverable round, should it?
No, I mean, they've already got that flank coming in from Market. Danny's picked up where his teammates left off, and with 25 seconds, I don't even think Lecro has that much of an interest in going for it. It's probably about doing a little bit more damage at this point, but with Danny holding this angle, you know, never mind. It is Lecro. We did just see him, like, do what he did last round at this exact spot. But no, he's finally going to be calling it a save. He's going to go for that op, but gets shut down as he's making too many footsteps.
Oh.
The Blue Jays have themselves a 5th. I mean, again, I still think it's way too far gone, but you can opt to make it closer.
Yeah, I agree. Give yourself a little bit of a respectable score line there, more so than 15-3. That would be a bit brutal. You maybe get like 8 or 9 rounds there. It's not too bad of a game. You give yourself a little hope for Nuke. I thought he was going to take him down after timer, though. I got really excited. There's like 3 seconds left, but he just shut it down.
Well, it's an eco call from Dignitas, so a glimmer of hope as they look to make this comeback into a reality. Still have to muster up 10 rounds in a row, but this one should not be that much of a pickle for them to go through.
Not at all. That's 6 right there. So again, you're quickly moving in towards that respectable scoreline. Of course, we're getting that loss bonus going on for Dignitas soon, and that's going to be pretty much where we feel like eventually this result is inevitable. Where they are always able to get guns out here. Just walking into our B-side play.
Both of the gun rounds we saw so far from Dignitas, I actually don't think they were like full AK buys. I don't think they were full investments. We saw Galils on both of them, if not like Mac 10s in some. And the util wasn't that great either. So I don't think Blue Jays have actually yet to be tested against full guns.
Yeah, I mean, we even saw like Deagles being in play there, not the full investment at all. And so you're exactly right. We haven't seen them be tested too crazy much. They're going to be tested here towards B. It's a lot of presence here. Look how many eyes are drawn in towards apartments. Very good read on the situation here. Molly going to be thrown here soon. Oh.
Well, timer seems too low for them to do anything with this, or maybe not. Hold on a second. I'm actually kind of worried because Casanito's now just fallen. It's a 3-on-2. No way. This timer is going so low. Halzerk's tucked in beside the market door. The barrel's not spotted. Have they caught out for it? No. Okay. It looks like calm will finally be restored, but still a bit too close. I was scared.
Oh my god. I just was waiting for him to push through market door and just get sidelined right there as well. But some good patience from Danny. That was a bit of a disaster right there. I mean, it all started off of that molly that went through apartments. Totally whiffed. I think that would have done so much damage on that entrance for Dignitas, but that makes things so much more awkward right there that he's not able to hold that crossfire from get right. He has to literally fall off the pillar. That's going to be a nice nade. Oh, a little bit of damage right there, although Hickson misses his opportunity. Lets one slide past him, trying to dodge out on the flash. And look at that, it's no man's land on triple as Danny down to 19 HP goes swinging for the fences, but quickly dismissed. And this one could be the beginning of the end here for Blue Jays.
Well, they've been able to bring another kill back. We're still in a 3-on-3 respectable situation as the bomb is still stuck outside of a ramp. Casanito, he's got another one. Blue Jays are still looking to put up a fight here, but as they find that kill, they back up through the smokes. Oh, here's why. Because Aid Kit's coming around through T-spawn. It's all about timing, and if Lekro's going to clear this, does he have a lingering thought in the back of his mind that this is going to happen? It doesn't look like that's the case, and the bomb's about to be dropped, so here we are. I said the Blue Jays weren't tested against a rifle. Now they have been, and they passed it with almost flying colors, almost 3 players alive. It probably will be, too. Looking the wrong way, Forrest will get caught out. And, you know, maybe there's a chance here, right? Dignitas, they've hit a wall. You can't deny that. But, like, will they be stuck at that wall for 8 rounds? That's the real question.
Yeah, and they almost cracked it open as well. I think a little bit of hesitation kicked in there. After they found a couple of openers, they couldn't really commit to that A-bomb site just yet. They struggled to find the finishing blow there, and that's kind of a consistent theme here for Dignitas at 15. Can't really find the finisher on this Blue Jays roster. They continue to stay afloat here, and we'll just see for how long. Again, we're still waiting for the full comeback potential here from the likes of Blue Jays. I think once we hit 11, I'll start to believe a little bit more, but taking things round by round is the important detail. Keeping Dignitas at bay.
Well, I mean, it is getting to that respectable scoreline where Blue Jays are like, okay, maybe it wasn't the worst. I mean, 16-8, not horrible. You still got blown out pretty badly, but I think it's still at a different level than what it would have been, 16-9, or I'm sorry, 16-3. But I will be very upset if Blue Jays make this comeback for the sole reason that I didn't say the line when it was 15-5. And it's too late now. Like, you can't say it now.
Yeah. You know the line way better than I do as well. It's just, you're very good at it.
Guys, if you want to prove we are good, we will do it now. 15-5.
Did you win?
Did you win? Of course not. 16-5. Never gets old,
it's
man.
So good. Classic.
Gotta put that on a shirt. Kind of like the
buy it.
Pasha Bicep saying. You're not my friend, my friend. You're my brother, my friend.
There's so many good quotes.
Are these Red Bulls for the commercials, or can we drink them?
You got them all. You got them all. You like a soundboard right there. Casanito about to have some fun here. They actually have a nice presence towards window. I like that setup right there, but Casanito's way too quick to worry about that. So many low HP bars right there, Casanito and Danny. But still, it's comfortable closing right there. The money's stacking up. Of course, money not the biggest of factors, but as long as you're able to get gun rounds every single round you got, this is a good position to be in, Blue Jays. Still fighting back.
Well, yeah, I'm with you, too. Like, one round at a time is kind of the memo right now, because one more round and it's going to turn to 15-10. And at that point, the comeback doesn't even look like it's completely off of the table, right? But still, I'm going to slow it down for a second. It looks like Dignitas are going to try to run the gauntlet back up in middle. 3 players try to take this part of the map, but the nade damage is so good. Forest falls to 46. And yeah, Blue Jays have vacated the area, but Dignitas are kind of tagged up.
Yeah, great holding of the mid right now. Getting that early chip damage, specifically on the Forest. Good starts from Blue Jays once again. Now they just need to continue to get good finishers. Casanito has been really coming alive here in the second half. Got to give him a quick shout out. If he continues to have this form here, there's high potential in such a critical position as connector as well. Consistently delivering so many multi-fracks. He's given up a little bit of space here, and this A pop that they're going to have might be effective. I say that, but you see that aid kit currently flanking. It triggers a lot of presence here towards that A bomb site.
Well, the problem is B has been left wide open, and Dignitas are no newcomers to making their way up catwalk to try to find this site. But with 45 seconds, it does look like they've already made their option to go to the A side of the map. Aid kit's going to go for the mid flank instead. Halser, Flash isn't going to help him at all. In fact, he just runs out to his death as Danny takes one with him. And it looks like Blue Jays are going to shut down yet another rifle. Dignitas, it's time to start getting alarmed. Yeah, you still got a pretty big lead to work with. You only got to get one of them. But Blue Jays have definitely demanded a little bit of respect.
No kidding. It's absolutely clinical right there from Blue Jays. They're able to find all that control from aid kit right there. No one lurking over towards B. Good closer coming through. Again, Casanito with the multi-frags. He's sitting at 25 and 18. He's leading the whole server right now.
Yeah, now it's starting to become a problem for Dignitas. And, they won the pistol. Like, they got 15-3. I'll say, I have not seen a comeback that big. I don't think ever. So, maybe today's the day, though I do doubt it. It doesn't look like Dignitas are going to be able to get themselves under control. A timeout could be the end of it. You stop the momentum. You force Blue Jays maybe to get in their own head a little bit, and that could be the end of it right there. But I will say there's definitely a lot more to see coming out from Blue Jays on map 2. Now that we see this CT side, they're able to wake up and get activated, it should lead to a better map 2.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I mean, it does kind of bring up the question of, what this game or what this map could have been if there was a little more comfortable T half there for Blue Jays. Right now, they're really working with scraps, only giving themselves 3. And so now you're dealing with a potential. Oh, that's a very cool Palace lineup. You got distracted there. You're dealing with a potential massive comeback, and you have to get yourself out of a situation you put yourself in early on. It's just going to be an A-side attack. Your right side smoke's going on as well. Danny's a little bit pressured. Boxman could be good. None thrown out just yet. They almost line up for him. The HE and the continued aggression going to come through. Kickson holds the line, though. And a 3v4 postman. Look at that nade. And they run straight past him. But still, Freiburg finds the kill.
What? So the end goal of this round was just to get a bomb plant for Dignitas, but now you've got to be worried for them contesting for the round. The Molotov is going to force this triple player into a really uncomfortable spot, and now you see Heap trying to back up to Sandwich as everybody comes in from CT and Connector. Lekros Deagle has to get at bare minimum 1, and there it is. Maybe take down the offer next. Casanito! Oh, that round kind of lives and dies with him. He really could have played the timer past that point, but another scrapingly close round as Blue Jays get double digits. They're 5 away from contention. Again, I will say, Dignitas, the goal in that round was to get the bomb down. This is hopefully where that timeout was put to. Talking about this rifle round. No, never mind. That's what this timeout was going to be.
Got a couple in store there, yeah. But I mean, they could have closed it right there. Like you had said, came down to the timer. Flecker finds that second kill as well. So They almost had that on the eco. If they can just kind of improve on that result with this timeout, this should be the way that they close here. I mean, if they don't win this round, then I'm thinking the comeback is almost likely at this point, with how well Blue Jays is playing the CT side, with how well specifically Casanito is playing that connector role. He's always available for rotations. He's always nearby for those A executes, and he's still having so much presence towards mid as well. He's such a influential player right now in terms of controlling so many different parts of the map, and I think that just might be enough, but he has to keep it up. And the question is this timeout enough for Dignitas to try and find a closer?
I'm not too sure. Though we do see another ult brought onto the back of Halzer.
Missed the
Window
window
smoke
smoke.
is missed. That's kind of big, because this was going to be a catwalk play, but Styles shuts it down already with the AWP. The flashbang is perfect to blind up Freiburg, and now you've got two players stuck in middle. There's really nothing they could do to get away, but thankfully, that smoke, I don't think, went the place that it was intended for the Blue Jays, and now they're forced to give up this portion of the map.
And imagine calling a timeout right there, and you have a nice set-in-stone strategy, all just to miss that window smoke. That's a big giveaway. Halzerk, nice attempt on that jump spot, but no luck there. And you're dealing with a 4v5 here once again. Another rough position to be in. They're looking like they want to execute in towards B. That's certainly been heard from Styles.
They need to bring one of these kills back. I mean, you can execute all you want. Right now, Blue Jays are easily going to be able to stack up at this side of the map, and with plenty of util to assist them in doing so, I don't think they're going to be pressured whatsoever. Forrest, the bomb's been spotted. It's pretty much given up now. They can pull an extra man in on rotation. He's just going to tuck into chair. 40 seconds to go, and you almost have to commit at this point if you're Dignitas. But will they be able to find the trades? Still two players tucked into the apartments for the Blue Jays, and they've made footsteps. They've given away the indication, and now they're sitting in a Molotov as the spray from Kickson's good for so much damage. They still have to go charging through the flames, and there's an extra one dunked on the van if things weren't bad enough. Jumping on a window, Heap's got a lined up headshot, and he's still looking for more. Oh, not able to get more than the double up in market. The bomb will be allowed to go down, or will it? Nade is perfect. And there goes Forrest. Same with Heat. Casanito will clean them up. And there's the 11th round. You said if they pick that up, it's almost likely that they get the comeback. I think I'm with you at this point. They have not been able to get a bomb plant in most of these rounds. That timeout means nothing to them at this point. They may just take another save. It's iffy, but like the money's going to keep depleting. They have to get more bomb plants, and they're just not able to.
Yeah, and they have to try and continue that investment up there. I mean, you could see even that bomb plant they had 2 rounds prior, and in the closeness that came with it, it gives himself an opportunity to somewhat get an investment out here. Halzerk's only going to have 1 flash, sure, but it's still going to be a pretty good one. Another timeout. This is now 3 rounds in a row that they've called timeouts to try and pull this one off. I mean, they cannot find the closer at all.
Yeah, no, like, this has been insane. Even if Dignitas close it out here or in the next or in the next, if it gets to 16-14 and they close it out, the storyline stays the same. Blue Jays have now demanded a little bit of respect from Dignitas at the bare minimum. Yeah, it still was a big blowout on their T side, and they're still going to have to show more if they want to force Dignitas to get scared. But it's already a bit uneasing as they now have to fight their way out of a spot that I don't feel like they're comfortable in, that being Dignitas. Like, I don't think you could be comfortable with this lead anymore.
No, not at all. And you talk about the experience on this roster. They got to find some experience here soon. Otherwise, they're going to be staring down the barrel of overtime here. Styles looking to find this initial pick, and he sure does. Able to best. Halzerk boost as well. Casanito finds one. They're still trying to push it through CT, and look at this quick dismissal. Forrest is finally able to have an answer, but it's a 2v4 with players committed on this A bomb site, struggling to find ground here as they look to trade things back. Maybe they can work in this position. They have to fight their way out of it.
They gotta get this bomb down. Like, bottom line, they have to get the bomb down, but they just can't. It doesn't matter about doing damage at this point. The money is so well built up for the Blue Jays that you can't care about shutting down their economy. And Lekro, well, he's left to pick up the pieces that have been scattered everywhere. In a 1-on-2, 23 seconds left, and the bomb is still down for the CT player. They're both just going to establish themselves at this portion of the map with no utility. He's going to have to fight his way out tooth and nail. With 40 seconds to go, they're both playing behind one another, ensuring that this flank can't come through market. Lekro, he's been sharp all game. Can he be sharp for at least 1 or 2 more? Spotted out a man in CT. Misses his headshot.
No.
He's lagged out. Kicks in. That could have been bad, but Casanito's got things under control. And Blue Jays, they've mounted themselves a 12.
I sat there. I was like, if that's how they lose the comeback right there, what a heartbreaking way to go out. But thank God for Casanito finding that quick trade, and thank God for Styles as well, finding multiples. So much impact right there. Lovely little quick reaction on the boost. Everything going in the way of Blue Jays on the CT side. They are locking things down incredibly well at the moment. Of course, that tech pause is coming out. No surprise there. We even had a couple lagging out. I'm very glad that that isn't how we ended things.
I mean, I was worried. I'm not gonna lie, and it didn't even look like they knew that Kixon had lagged out. Like Casanito was still holding from CT.
Look at all those smiling faces right there. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. That's a tall tale sign of a comeback going on. That everyone's having fun. Everyone's having a good time right there, and I wouldn't want to see the Dignitas cams after that 15 mark hits from Blue Jays, because it is not going to be smiles at all.
Oh no! Look, man, I'm getting worried. I really am. We are 3 rounds away from overtime, and like I just can't wait. If we get to overtime, I really can't wait to see Dignitas pick up the first round in that, like, in overtime, and just like wonder why the hell they couldn't do that in regulation.
Yeah. It is a little bit of a classic. You just see, like, once the pressure is off of trying to find the closer, find that 16, you know, it does feel like a little freeing into overtime in a certain sense.
Well, I'm not sure if they're still having issues, but there it is. There it is.
That's the Dignitas cam right there, and it's just polar opposites, isn't it?
Night and day.
Struggling. They are having a hard time right now finding answers, and you know, they've got, what is it, 3 rounds to do so, 15 to 12. But what makes you think there's going to be a difference in these rounds? You need someone individually, I think, to step up massively in these next 3 rounds. That's the only way that they can really find their way back into this one.
I feel like that person's got to be Lecro. Like, he's been hitting some nasty shots all game. If there's anybody who's going to dig them out of this hole, I feel like it's him.
I'm right there with you. He's been on fire. Need to get those AKs in his hands, though. That's a real key, and they're not going to have it right now. You know, they're dealing with Mac 10s, Tech 9s in this situation, so you're not going to be in that boat just yet. You still have to wait things out, and I mean, high potential for 13 here.
Alarming scenes for Dignitas as they try to quell the fire of Blue Jays for a B rush. Only 2 players going to be on the defense. We've seen them overwhelm before. Like, we've seen them almost in round the clock. So, who the hell knows? But Styles, he knows the answer to this one as he hits the fast boost. First kill goes their way as they all come jumping through the fire and the flames. Lekbro will only be good for 1. Reloading, caught at the back of the site, not able to find the killer. Maybe they will be. It's a 1v3, but Casanito's got things under control. And the quick take comes to an end. No bomb plant, no dice. Blue Jays 2 away from overtime.
Man, oh man, they're getting there, aren't they? 2 away from getting the distance. I honestly didn't even think it was going to be possible at all with how well Dignitas was playing. They've hit a wall, though. They've run out of gas. We'll see if this is any better. Bomb plant necessary at the very least in this round. That's a certainty. You do not want to walk away with this without a bomb plant at all. You'll likely be heading into that overtime, or at least heading into the 30th round with Tech 9s, and a similar buy to what you had in the previous.
Yeah, no, it's definitely someone that they are scared of knocking at the door for Dignitas. I mean, this was what, 15-3. This is we're going on 12 rounds in a row here in a second. I'm sorry, 11 rounds in a row, and it doesn't look to stop past that. I mean, you get to map when if you get to the 30th round, if you're the Blue Jays, I don't think you can lose at that point. But Lecbro, he's got other things in mind. He'll pick up the opening pick, and a big one too. Casanito's the man to fall, and he's been so big so far for the Blue Jays, an integral part to this comeback that's now got to be worked without. Heap takes down Styles, and it looks like they may have come all this way to fall at the final hurdle. Aid kit sits in the smoke, ready and waiting, only on 39 HP. The Glock could be enough to do it, but Halsrick switched to the op. The quick scope's got him, and Forrest has got kicks in as well. It's Danny, 1 on 3. to keep them alive, to keep the comeback as a possibility. He's got to work against the post plant. A smoke, and he's making his way up catwalk. The timer's going to start to tick lower, but it won't matter as much because he has a kit. There are a couple of 1v1s to be had, and a couple of low HP players in the likes of Forrest and Halzerk, but he's got to go through one of them and get right as of right now. And Forrest is just playing for the information. They all know where they are at this point. Smoke gets deployed as he looks to isolate one-on-ones. Tries to find that a Forrest, and he'll be good for it. But Freiburg's good for the trade as well. And Dignitas, it's a bit alarming. They start to sweat, but they're able to close it out 16-13.
Yeah, and I mean, Lecro finding that crucial player in Casanito as well. I mean, you saw that was the catalyst to closing that round down. They kind of were forced to pressure either apartments or catwalk. They chose apartments, walking into the top of Halzerk, and they collapsed onto the B bomb site. Super effective to close things out from Dignitas right there. I mean, granted, it was labored for sure. It was a long time coming. They were in such a winning position for so very long, but they do find the critical 16, and so you gotta be happy at the end of the day for Dignitas, even though it was a little more than they bargained for.
Close, but no cigar for the Blue Jays. Maybe they've got some more to show us going onto their CT side of Nuke. Let's see what they've got to show on map 2.
He's still got a chance for more. Oh, he's got.
Well, we're back in a map 2 after a bit of an uncomfortable ending to the last. Dignitas now hopefully going to change things up, heading into their home turf, that being Nuke, but now they're the ones starting on the offense.
Yeah, and that was where they struggled over on Mirage here. Shouldn't be the same case. The Dignitas a much more comfortable team on Nuke. Very nice upset potential on Mirage. Sure, for Blue Jays, they've lost their opportunity in a
Where's
big way. They
Casanito?
almost pulled off that comeback. Yeah, this is massive. He spotted that one player as well, and they're trying to execute in towards this ramp room here. The split is totally cut off here. Lekro still wins the duel. What on earth is that? And now potential for the A-pop here.
Still gotta go through style.
Oh my
Never
God.
mind. No, you don't. Now they're gonna try to drop down the vents because they put all the rotations they need. They've heard the players in hell and they know what's going on with the CT side right now. Lekro is still gonna try to be a nuisance. Sat outside of Mini. Yeah, his health, it's not that great, but he's just gonna be able to cut off these rotations. And somehow Dignitas have turned this into a manifestable round. Forest and Freiburg, they both have to go big. The dynamic duo who have rolled it back through the years have to roll it back for at least one more pistol round. They're not looking the right way, so this could allow Freiburg to pick up an unsuspecting kill. No, Aid Kit's able to get him out, and now it's up to a 2-on-2. Forest, it's going to rely on him, at least for the most part, as they shut the single door. They're not on the bomb, but Forest has got another, and he spotted out the third, but he doesn't need help. It's a full house between Lekro and Forest, and somehow they clean house for the opening pistol.
I mean, I don't think there's a better duo than Forrest being just phenomenal with pistols and Lekro being phenomenal at hitting some headshots right there. So that pistol from Dignitas, a massive recovery. That was a 5v3 with the World of Information. And I mean, Casanito, we kind of laughed about his misplay, his little whiff right there. But it comes back to bite him in a big way. And that's got to be a frustrating start to kick off Nuke.
Yeah, and it looks like Dignitas want to speed up the pace, change it up in the early stints of this game, and it's going to benefit them because sprinting into the ramp room, absolutely nobody is here for the Blue Jays. Both players that were likely to defend, tucked to the lower bomb site with Casanito first in command with the Desert Eagle, trying to assist him his aid kit, and here's all the footsteps lingering behind this smoke. A minute 30 seconds still on the clock as they have not taken that much time to get to this position. But they're going to rely on the flashbangs heavily to get them into this site. Sitting at the close wall, aid kit's just got to hope and pray that they don't clear him out because the weapons aren't going to be favoring him whatsoever, but really good util usage from the Blue Jays has stalled them out for the time being as they finally activate. They go to the right side, and they're going to start lining up for the Deagles.
Ooh, I thought that crossfire was going to be good for a couple more than that, but not the case just yet. Still holding on to that man advantage. And again, composure is the key for the Dignitas roster. The way they really hold off that bomb plant until they're comfortable with the positions they have. Ozark spotting out one towards double door. Next nade just to try and take things down. They're still having a hard time here. Help out from double doors. They still haven't planted bomb though just yet, like I had mentioned. And now they're starting to close in upon them. Now things get a little bit worrisome when the numbers dwindle and the AKs are retrieved.
There's a hole in that door. He has to be weary of this. They're going to plant in the smoke, but he's going to get spammed straight through it. Danny, beautiful stuff from him. And now this timer's going to start to become an issue. With 30 seconds to go, Dignitas aren't in a very comfortable spot right now. Still Styles coming in from the flank. His scout is going to turn into an off. Essentially, no. Okay. Forrest has evened the odds out just a little bit, and now it's Styles looking the wrong way, which digs in the second for Dignitas. And the T side off to a nice start.
Man, that was looking so good for Blue Jays right there. Again, that crossfire had so much potential with all of the util and all of the smokes that they were throwing there towards that left side ramp. It kind of funneled them all in one direction, but limited in success there. Nice attempt to try and close things up, but no luck. We got a tech pause going on here, but again, you give Dignitas a clean T-side half. Give them 5 to 6 rounds. They're going to be very, very happy heading into their CT side for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not even going to get a real fighting chance until 3-0. And at that point, again, like you already just have to hope that they don't get 2 more rounds on the entire half.
Right.
And this is supposed to be their home pick. Like they've, throughout their entire lifespan, been super comfortable on this map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, like I had mentioned, this map played very, very limited from the Blue Jays. I mean, they almost never try and lend themselves to it in best of 1 phases, which again shows that they obviously utilize that as one of their 3 bans in those situations, which is a big tell of how teams are, maybe not the most comfortable on this map. So either way, like this nade stack here, perfectly timed, maybe. Only 1 nade be thrown. No, there is 2. I didn't know where the second one came from, but they get that one down.
It's on the rafters. I am very proud to know the lineup.
That is very sick, yeah.
I've gotten a lot of assists by doing it. It makes me very happy every time.
Yeah, there you go. Good chip damage for sure. That's a nice little one to right down there. Nice start. There's a stack towards the outer yard. They're trying to crack through it right now.
But it's impenetrable, it seems, at least out of the Dignitas offense, because the higher power weaponry is just uncontested so far. Deagle could look to change that up as Castanito has a player with his head turned. Not again,
no.
man. Not again, dude. He can't get away from it.
It's got to be haunting at this point. A couple of whiffs now. That's not the first one this game so far. We're still very early on. That might be in the head there, but look how much time Danny's bought. There is Freiburg with a quick response here, and I was getting a little bit worried about A kit. His flank might be nullified here, and yeah, holding down that line is Heat well aware. 3-0 start for Dignitas, and again, you know, pretty much you're hoping if you're Blue Jays to kind of keep them off of say 5 or 6.
I mean, I guess it could have been closer. I would just hate to be sitting in Castanito's shoes right now because he's had 2 chances to get round-changing kills. And he's... Look, man. It just hurts. We've all been there.
Rough. Oh, it hurts. Because he's so good as well. We've seen what he can do. We've seen the multi-frags that he gets on the CT side. He was so influential in all of that comeback potential. But right there, he just kind of gets shut down a couple rounds in a row, and not the hottest of starts, specifically on that CT side so far as well on Nuke. So have to bounce back, have to find maybe a fresh mental after a couple of whiffs, that's for sure.
Well, looking to take outside control. Blue Jays showing absolutely no pressure. Not even a man peeking in from secret. There is somebody at least defending for a lower push, but you're already playing on the defensive from the get-go. I don't think this is going to help you whatsoever. Dignitas looking to maintain this map control, and yeah, Lekro's got him out. Big opener, and now the Blue Jays feel a lot of pressure.
The protocol here, once that outer yard control as well, is going to try and retake that ground towards lobby. And you can see Kixon, he's so very hungry to do that. He's at least holding down a nice little angle, but Forrest might rotate off just in time here. They're going to rotate back in towards this A side of things. I think they're looking to split in towards A, utilize that heaven control that they now have here. Not fully, though. Nice angle here from Aid Kit.
I mean, this is big. If he doesn't find a kill, Dignitas probably get one to win the round. Lekro sharp the entire series.
Clean.
It'll maintain the same storyline. And now, once again, Dignitas find themselves up by a man as they look to attack the lower bomb site. Blue Jays have not the read. I was going to say this read, but Castanito, he's been whiffing left, right, and center. Hopefully he can get his shots back on track. He's the only man to defend against the lower push. Finally gets himself on the scorecard this game, but it's not going to be enough as Forrest and Freiburg continue to spam each other down through smokes. And it's left to Danny and a 1-on-3. This is a really bad outcome to be facing if you're the Blue Jays.
You got to hold on to this one. There's not much of an opportunity. All the players high on HP got one molly to your name, not even a kit to back this one up. And you can already see he's holding this one out right there. Dignitas playing that round to perfection, though. I mean, the opening frag, obviously, towards out of yard facilitates a lot of the control that they were able to find, a lot of the space that they created. But not only that, you can see how they were able to work through heaven. That double peak, that high-low situation that they had going on was so nasty. It was so clean. They just provide themselves opportunities to find quick trades if things go wrong. But even still, they're finding openers into these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, to start off slow on Nuke, you kind of put yourselves in a big hole from the get-go. Like, I mean, that's to be said that, we're not dancing around the fact that they did the exact same thing on Mirage. But at least on Mirage, it started out on the T side. It didn't look so hot. It took them a minute to warm up. Then they go to the defense, which is way easier to find success. And they smooth out some of the gaps that they had. But it's literally the opposite on Nuke. You don't have that room to maneuver anymore. And the fact that you're already going to be starting off 0-5, like, we saw them actually come alive with an eco round win, but I don't think that's going to happen again.
Yeah, it's very hard pressed to happen here, Casanito. And another one of these 1v3s here in a similar situation to Danny. Dropping down towards the B bomb site. I think that vent drop has been heard, or at least well reacted to. Single door swinging open certainly has been. Yeah, they look wide aware of the situation. Casanito, I don't even know if he wants to go for this still. Again, we talk about how much opportunities you can save. Maybe with this kill on Electro, although he doesn't hear the footsteps. And now he's been spotted here, so everyone's going to turn their attention towards Heaven. All the while, Electro's on the flank. 5-0 for Dignitas. Again, it's another one of those hot starts for them.
Well, they should have another chance to start to clap back with the rifles, that being on the 6th round. It's a full investment from both of the teams, and the AWP is once again brought out, but the Opera of Styles has not been doing well this game. 005. Maybe this is a chance to turn that around, but I will dangle that storyline there that if they lose this round, if he can't find a kill, he's only going to be working with a pistol in the next round. And I don't think I have to say what I'm hinting at, but that would just kind of put a cherry on top of how bad this has been.
Well, he hasn't had the most influential Mirage either. And, you know, we talk about maps that are very good for operas. Mirage is certainly one of them. There's a couple of shots that kind of crucially were whiffed, like the tripwire shots that you should be hitting 9 times out of 10. That just didn't quite connect here, but some pretty standard 1 and 2 smokes being thrown out. Casanito with a world of opportunity right around him here. We'll see if there's a flash. There certainly is, and what a brilliant opener that is. Lecro on the entry, taking care of Casanito, and it's another opening frag going in the way of Dignitas.
And they haven't taken anything back for the troubles, too. Like, they're still in these default positions with a man tucked over and hot, somebody in the ramp room to defend. Aid Kit's currently the only man down at B. And we talked about spacing on Mirage. Dignitas are spacing themselves perfectly. You could see both of them grouping up for a perfectly timed peek. Styles, don't fall, my friend. Please don't. I don't want to see it. Actually, I kind of do, to be fair. But, you know, gotta maintain my non-bias and say that I don't want to see it as they look to pinch in from lobby. No way. No way. They haven't fully cleared it. And Styles is the one who pays the price for it. Heap, if he clears the corner, he'll have himself a multi-kill, but the MP9's better to find the trade. They want to get this off back in their hands, but I don't think that's a possibility at this point. Flash bounces off of the wall. Forrest is blind, but Freiberg is still sitting behind the corner, 31 HP. And as this timer ticks down, it looks like Dignitas will be guaranteed a 6th. Kill recovered, but only for 1 as Lecro trades. And there it is, 6-0. Blue Jays have yet to get on the board.
Don't really look all that comfortable on this map, do they? Just seems a little bit lost in rotation a lot of these times. They're really not taking much of that map control elsewhere like you had talked about in this round as well. Once that outer yard control goes to the way of Dignitas, you really have to be fighting for something. Whether it be yard control, whether it be in lobby, you have to make some sort of proactive move. You can't really afford with how many positions you have to cover and the potential of the outer yard. You have to make sure that you're finding spots elsewhere to recover that ground, recover that ability. Here we do have Casanito going for a full force by Styles. Not so much. A little bit disjointed in the investment as well. Some fast out yard smokes this time.
Oh,
Styles
no.
just immediately cleared right there.
Exner, it happened. He's 007.
I didn't even know what you were trying to line up. I did
Agent
not
Styles
even know.
in the server.
Oh, lovely. I do like this though. Look at this. Very aggressive towards lobby. That's a nice reaction. They have a lot of control here. And Dignitas have to recover bomb. Agent Styles though.
Yeah, we needed to see this earlier though for the Blue Jays. Them taking some initiative after finding that pick back and really starting to work with that map control. Because, I mean, we saw Dignitas do it on their CT side where they would get a kill and start to work parts of the map. They would start to get in apartments or push up through the A ramp. But
Oh, jeez.
that's been absent from this map. Casanito was a big portion of how that happened over on Mirage, and he's just kind of been getting leveled this game. You can't really blame him for not being that confident, and even Forrest has spotted out a player in the squeaky door, so they have a good indication of what's going on as Lecro adds another one to it. It's a 4-on-2, and it looks like it's about to be a 7th round for Dignitas.
Recovery looked a little bit too easy right there for Dignitas. I mean, they just find all of the kills. They're taking those duels one by one. Force with a massive spot. And Casanito, like you mentioned, last matchup, 33-19, plus 14, and 113 ADR to his name. This game, he's been kind of silenced. Not able to have that much impact specifically on that CT side where he was having all the success in the world. Right now, it's polar opposites, though. The CT side for Blue Jays, it's kind of lost.
I mean, of course he's been silenced. He's using an A1S. I'm sorry. Still a
Gotta
proud
take it
A4
off.
user.
See, now the way you get back into this game is to just take off your silencer and you'll
The
be
way you get
golden.
back into this game is you start buying Novas.
You are so wrong. You couldn't be more incorrect.
I definitely think I could
Oh
be.
my god.
You know how?
Lucro still finds a trade.
I can.
How?
I promise you, I could be more incorrect with one statement.
Sub out the Mag 7.
Revolver is better than the Deagle.
That is a hot take.
That is not a. That is not a real
That
opinion.
is a real
That's,
Anthrain opinion
that's
right there.
It's
Everyone,
not real, actually.
get your silver casters in chat right now. We just
no,
heard
I'm
a
more of
real.
more
We
of a
just heard a
gold
real
Nova.
Anthrain opinion. Your gold Nova.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's okay. I
It's
just
a
got global
joke.
elite the other day. No big deal or anything. Ranked up.
What's your ESEA rank, though, buddy?
I can't remember that one.
That's what I thought.
Oh no, Casadito, starting this one off a little bit low. Oh boy, that's no fun.
Dignitas are 1 round away from like winning the half. This is insane. And Styles wants to change it up, but the only thing he's changing is the place he's dying. As Halzerk picks him off in the red bin, Castanito has to play safe. Hello?
Oh my god, what?
Dude,
Oh,
what
that's
is
rough.
going on?
That's rough. Let him slip right down there. Fumble in the nades.
Fumble in
That's
the
more
bag.
control. Big time. 8 kid on the recovery here of the bag, and he's playing with fire. Yeah, Black Crow made it down secret. That's another opener. They about won the half here. It's a 5v3 to get there.
Do
This
you
is
just
incredible.
save at this point? Like, I feel like you do. The money is so bad. Like, I'm not too sure why they keep going for this. Maybe I would have seen some hope there if there was a double kill outside, but there just wasn't. So, all for nothing. Blue Jays. It's
Lord.
it's already looking like it's gonna be done.
Yeah, this is one-sided in the biggest possible way. I mean, there's truly nothing going for Blue Jays right now. Not a lot of working as a unit at the moment. You can see kind of individuals taking some battles there. I mean, Styles with the op, just trying to fight towards out of yard. There was no flash setups, and to be honest, flashing that deep is very hard. Hulls are holding the line. But you can tell that on top of that, Dignitas are a well-oiled machine on their home map here of Nuke. So certainly working on all cylinders here as well. Dignitas. They look to execute it towards A. It's the first time we've seen this sort of fast-paced play. As kicks in, finds a quick trade, but still not 4v4. They've taken site control.
Yeah, but still big that Kixon's tucked into the vents. This cuts off a big part of approach for Dignitas, but they deal with him like it's nothing. Heap quickly shuts him down, and 8kid's heard the reload from Lekro, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get them anywhere close to be back in this round. Though the bomb still has to be retrieved. I'm not sure if the Blue Jays are aware of that. It's all the way towards outside, so if Dignitas are going to win this round, it's probably going to be on kills, as the scout, I think, has gone good for a tag, but he's gone down to 78. Flanking from 8kid, and he's taken care of Lekro, so still dead even here in the exchange. And yeah, no, I don't know if they can recover this bomb. They have to just win on kills. Oh, no, they got it. Okay. It's not outside. It was in mini.
Very weird position to be in there. Hulser going to battle it out with the Tech 9. Walking right into 8kid. That's a nice clothesline from him. Gets himself an op on the upgrade. And a couple different positions to worry about. Flying up the vents there. Casanito able to make work with the A1S. And it's force left last on the site. 1v3 potential here. 8kit shows his face a little early. And there's no trades available. No one even close by here. Looking for that one tap on his Styles and finds it. It's Casanito left last alive to keep this thing flawless for Forrest. He finds the 1v3. What a clutch from him.
You instantly hear everybody talking. Yeah, no, we're seeing a pause, man. I do not know what just happened. That is the freest round ever. I mean, yeah, I guess I could see where the miscommunication was, because they had a man coming in from mini, vent, and heaven. So there's a very big possibility that Forrest is over in lobby, because 8kit got traded out, and it was a big question mark. So they killed somebody on site. They thought he was the planner. They were mistaken. 8kit didn't spot out Forrest. And it's just unfortunate from there. I mean, a couple of lucky shots, and Dignitas find themselves with 9 rounds, and that's heartbreaking if you're Blue Jays. It looked like it was finally coming to an end. You were finally going to be able to get on the board and start to work on this CT side, but absolutely not.
I don't know. I will say, though, you see how disjointed it was? 8-Kit early on his peak in towards heaven. I feel like if he let his teammates scale up a little closer in towards lobby, or rather towards that back silo position, you would have been in a better spot there to find some quick trades, but it never did come through. It was always kind of disjointed there with 8-Kit showing face. But either way, the way Forrest was able to isolate some of those duels is exactly what you like to see. Rolling back the years there. There's early nades being thrown towards A. They break that glass as well. Trying to at least draw a lot of attention in this direction of the map.
Well, no strangers to outside control as Lekro shows no respect to the glaive smoke going straight through it, and he finds that nobody's home for the CT side, and he wants to continue his feet through these smokes. He goes. And now tucks into garage, hoping that somebody is sitting behind it, waiting for Casanito to give him an opening kill. And like, Blue Jays have not shown almost any aggression on this CT side, and for good reason, because it's just not working. Lekro makes his AK work like perfection, and a quick opener already puts Blue Jays on the back burner. 8-Kit swap's been spotted over in secret. That wasn't enough. Scope will give it away in case he was misthinking. I don't think it matters, though. Like, 5-on-4, they have outside control. What do you do? Oh my god.
Jeez. I don't even know what you can do anymore here. 8-Kit at the very least, he's in a good position here, but as that secondary, maybe those shots not always connecting. There is Danny to hold down the line over in mini, but he's dropped down the vent here to support his teammate on B, all the while Dignitas making that fast rotation in towards the A bomb site. So they're going to have not only that heaven control in their favor here, but they're also going to have that A plant. Such good positioning here from Dignitas.
Well, my question is, when do Blue Jays wake up? Like, do they? Like, is this, are they migrating north of the season? I don't know what's going on.
I mean, this 10-0 start, it seems like they cannot wake up. We talk about Mirage being so much more even, and that CT side, it looked so much cleaner as well for Blue Jays, but right now, you're talking about walking into the second half of Nuke with, at the very best, a 10-5 scoreline. I don't think you can. I think you are, you might be stamping your ticket to the lower bracket here.
Oh.
Made it even worse with Forrest
God.
continuing to just dominate all over Blue Jays. Not giving them any opportunity to save. No chances.
I mean, it's almost painful to see at this point. I mean, we also have to come into a factor that we talked about how, yeah, when they were playing versus Namiga, some of the takes were a bit questionable. Like, they weren't that great. They were disjointed, and they relied on a lot of the multi-fragging potential. But a team like Dignitas isn't really going to let that happen. They're good at making sure the stars aren't going to get those multi-kills. They're good at trading and spacing. And past that, it doesn't really look like Blue Jays have an answer for it. It does really seem like their game plan relies on a lot of individuality. And alongside that, I was going to say, like, they don't really do much aggression, like coordinated aggression, where they have a couple of players going through ramp and taking into lobby. And when they do, it's just, again, it's not coordinated. It's not good.
Yeah, and they're going to have this flank for Casanito, but how much does that really matter at the end of the day? You're just going to think he's coming in from ramp at this point in time. So you're going to almost expect this positioning. And even if you don't, the trades will be available. But yeah, I mean, Freiburg just reacts to the situation. Force lurking still towards that outer yard all the while. And Dignitas, another one in their pocket. Getting closer and closer to this 16-0. It's so rare that we see a T-side that's dominant on Nuke as well.
Yep.
I don't know what they can do.
I'm mad at you, though. You jinxed it. You said it. You said it. Congrats, buddy. Now Blue Jays won this round. Thanks. Awesome. Like, Blue Jays going to win this round, and then not a single one pass it because of you. I hope you're happy.
Or if they don't, then the curse is officially lifted.
Is it?
Look at this crunch towards lobby. Oh, Heap's in a really bad spot right now.
I mean, yeah, we're finally starting to see a little bit of the coordinated aggression. The op of Styles hasn't been spotted, or maybe it was. They go for the wide swing, and it actually catches him off guard. Still a player lingering around in ramp. And Fiverr, there's the opener. Danny falls, and he makes it a double. Kicks in, and Danny can't answer back. And the A site's been ripped wide open. They still know that Styles AWP was over in ramp, so they're going to be weary of him coming through. Hell, though the bomb being dropped is a big no-no right now. They have to trade this out, and Aidkit just pulls his knife out.
He had to get the op. And I don't know if we have to worry just yet about BLUEJAYS getting their first round.
This is going to be the nuttiest 2v4 you've ever seen.
Yeah, especially the one where they win it from Big Garage.
Of course, you've never seen the lineup.
Some long arms. At least Casanito's somewhat interesting. Nope, just an 8. Just an HE.
It just weighs $300. What is he hoping to do?
Well, maybe
like,
if there was a kill
seriously.
there's a player low on HP, you drop Force, and maybe that entices you. I really don't know if there was ever
There's one player that's low, and he got naded. They don't know he's low.
Oh. And Styles, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to this op. Lecker's got an HE. That'll do the job.
The 2-11 demon. Sorry, 2-12.
Oof.
This is like... This is such a dominating game that it almost feels like it's illegal. Like they're murdering them.
Yeah, and it's weird to see BLUEJAYS kind of just struggle this much. Because of they showed resilience, you know, they showed a good comeback here. I'm not gonna say that that same sort of comeback is possible on the T side of Duke. It's not. I just don't think it's going to be the same case as what we saw in that last game where Dignitas was maintaining the game early on, and we saw resurgence from BLUEJAYS right now. It might likely be a dominant scoreline. No question about it. Aidkit trying to play off the smoke here. But at least, you know, Dignitas taking things somewhat slow. They're waiting for that aggression through lobby. This is a weird start to the round. They've dropped one in towards the bottom of a vent right now to kick things off. Trying to catch anyone dropping in that direction. But ramp is very lacking. Aidkit's got to go huge here.
I mean, I will say it's really just unfortunate because we've seen the right adjustments from the BLUEJAYS, but it's just too late. Like, it's far too late to have made them, which is really the unfortunate part. Okay, well, nice shot from Aidkit. Puts him in a nice situation, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to win them win them around and bring them out of it. 59 help as he still tucks into this ramp room, maybe a bit overzealous as he sticks around for a bit too long, trying to find a trade as Styles, spotting out a player in top mini. Nice tag, and Forrest has got to back away, show his hand. And Danny adds one to the tally, so we're still going 1-for-1, but it's not gonna help them out just yet. Dignitas, are they finally gonna be shut down?
Holzerk to worry about here, but nice reaction. Danny's ready for this. Nice and prepared. So what do you got in store for us here? Not necessarily able to see from this angle where Danny's playing, so good positioning. Holzerk's kind of playing this timer, waiting for Force to strike here initially. That's quickly taken care of here. Holzerk, this is just such a hard angle to deal with.
Oh, wow. Beautiful shot onto Danny, too. And he knows that there's at least one more player at this A site. He's got to find this frag. Jumping up and down on the silo. Going to tap the bomb. And in comes Kicks in for the peek. I honestly think there was a chance that he finds that kill. Like, there was time to get the bomb down if he finds that frag. But, look. We saw the last half end 12-3. Do we see it again?
I mean, if they can string it together here, that was not a bad round right there. I mean, Aidkit hit a very nice shot to kick that one off, and they had a lot of scout tags being rattled off as well. That outer yard was being pressured all the while, and now they have rifles. Even better of a situation. They have to come up with the same sort of conversions, the same sort of shots being connected here.
Well, if they want any sort of chance in coming back into this game, this has to be the start of something. This can't just be a one-and-done round. And Dignitas are just going to burst out of the A-bomb site uncontested. They go through smokes, mollies, and everything. And BLUEJAYS just aren't able to fight back. There's no answer to this aggression. And it's going to be an instant 13 for Dig.
Yeah, they commit Matt.
They mollied off their own teammate!
Oh, no.
My God. What are they doing at this point? Like, what are you doing?
I think this is just maybe the Discord being silent right now. You know, there's not a lot of communication going on because you're so brutalized right now. You're hard pressed to really fight back here, and it's just showing with some of the mistakes that you're making. That Molly is just a tall tale example of maybe just that silence being so very
Frustration?
loud. Yeah.
Wow. 13-1. It's the last of the first, and Blue Jays look no better than they did 5 rounds prior, or 5 rounds before that, or at the start of the game, or even over on Mirage. It's just pretty bad.
Yeah, it's an accurate assessment of the situation right now. They're struggling big time here, and like you'd mentioned, I feel like, you know, even if they did walk away with a 3-12 half, could they have brought it back? Probably not.
No.
Still, so Ops being held towards the outer yard. Also has the angle. Oh man, there you go. Styles, he doesn't need the op to have some impact. He's been actually pretty serviceable on the A1S. I think he has really found skills with that. That's a really rough angle. Casanito taking a lot of chip damage, but there's help. There's support right around the corner. Lecro has the quick trade there, but again, there's that player close by, and Vince able to find reactions here. So maybe they can end with 2. A small little consolation prize to walk into your T side of Nuke, but it is just that, really, at the end of the day.
Well, it's all about stat padding right now if you're on Dignitas. Flybird looking to clear out the angle in Garage, but off angle is better for it on Styles 1v4. Maybe not the biggest of fraggers for Dignitas. Still looking to make an impact, picking up 1, but whiffs for the second. And Danny will close things out on the right foot for Blue Jays, who are still down by an insurmountable margin of 11 rounds. But maybe something can be brewed up with the T-sided pistol victory.
I mean, you're walking into the second half feeling very, very rough, but at least you're walking in with a W under your belt there. That has to feel a little bit good. And, you know, it's good to see them at least communicating somewhat here. Talking a little bit. Trying to get things rolling at the moment. Has to be a really rough position to battle back from. The pistol round going on here. Ready for quite a bit of utility in Kixon at the moment. Throws that all down towards Squeaky.
Pistol is kind of do or die. Like, if there is a very small chance, that chance becomes nothing without the pistol. But AidKit's not ready to give up that tiny chance they have just yet, as he's found a good opener. And the Blue Jays don't really have a destination, it seems like. They were questioning whether they were going to go to the A bomb site or at B, but I guess their indecision has caught Dignitas off guard as 2 players rotated down to the lower site. The only man at the top, I think, is Heap right now.
He's ready to flank into their lobby, but right now, they are getting flanked as well. Kixon is hunting them down, ready to shut down this mini approach, but he might have to really hit the gas on this one soon. They're already pushing in towards the site here. Kixon, his opportunities continue as he plays a little bit of patience here. Teammates helping out as well, and there comes the flank. He is good for 2. He is able to shut things down, and Blue Jays, they get the critical pistol.
Well, do Dignitas opt the force back? They will, so already a couple of Deagles make that 4. Halzer probably going to go for a scout, at least you'd think. No, it's just a full Deagle buy. Maybe they've got something up their sleeves. I have seen everybody on Dignitas become demons with Deagles, so I'm not going to decredit them. Like, I have actually seen everybody on Dignitas just go off with this weapon, and on this map too, so I don't think their chances are that bad in all honesty.
I mean, Lecro's one of my favorite Deagle players. He is so nasty with that gun. And, I mean, on the CT side of Nuke, I almost always want to see CT side teams go for the force play second round because of how effective it can be. So many close range angles. You can kind of hold a lot of that presence towards the outer yard with the op. So it is a very good opportunity. And that's a great timed smoke right there to alleviate the pressure on Freiburg. He's able to just drop out of hut in towards a safe position. And Squeaky, and there you go. There's the Deagles rattling off.
Still a player coming in from Heaven, and 1 Deags rain across the board. It's a 4-on-2. This is why you can't doubt the Deagles of Dig, because it's won them the round almost perfectly. Now, hold on a second. Is Casanito still got something left to say? Spins around left, right, center. He's found a 3rd. It's up to Lecro. We commented about him being an absolutely insane player with this weapon, but as the bomb gets tapped, he's not yet going to make his move. Walking in through hot. Casanito looking to clear every single little angle. And Lecro second guesses himself. Doubling back in through Squeaky. Gets the kill. Casanito's got a 1v3 clutch. And he saved the day for Blue Jays yet again.
Whew, I mean, you know, Casanito was the key to the comeback over on Mirage. T-side Nuke is still, I'm a little bit doubtful, but he is getting activated. That was an incredible clutch. The awareness, the way he played around that 1v1 as well. Absolutely disgusting. His back was against the wall.
It's a
He
1v4.
finds so much. Yeah, 1v4. You're exactly right. He finds that first kill. That is so absurd. And look at this. He fakes a bomb plant. He clears out so many different angles right there, but already it's another 1G to kick off him. And it's on a Casanito as well. Oh, no.
Well, you can't replicate, at least I don't think you can really replicate what happened in the previous round. A lot of good shots, but it also does come down to the fact that Blue Jays went onto the A site and Dignitas stacked up at that part of the map. Now, they're going to change over their course. They're going to head to the B site, see if maybe that's a bit of a better avenue to approach at. Freiburg is the only man tucked down and lower, and he's about to peek in through control, though he is smoked off. Maybe he can catch a man with his back turned.
What is
No
that?
Like, was that a lineup? I'm so confused. I don't think it's going to get him very far, but oh my god, like, that's another kill that could have changed the round entirely. Nice little one-tap from Halzerk. The USP is good for a kill, and still, it's so chaotic. And they've even spotted out the Mac 10 of Styles. Both of these remaining players tuck into the ramp room, and the bomb's planted in the open, so they will be able to guard it from this position. And with the timer ticking low, somebody's just got to get on it, and they hope to defend. But low HP Heap, I mean, only one rifle to work with. They're actually getting on the bomb. Kixon's going to swing in, should be able to find this frag. Everybody comes in. It's a field day over in the ramp room as Blue Jays find themselves 5. Dignitas should be able to buy back, and this is really where we can see them start to close out this game.
Yeah, I mean, the gun rounds were always going to be good, and if the ecos and force buys were that close, it does kind of bring up the question of how are they going to be able to work against what is a very formidable buy here. Halzerk even rocking the AWP and some utility to back this one up. So Dignitas in a good closing position right now with this gun round. They still have to get across the line. The good news is for them, even further, is that they've done so much damage on these kind of eco/force buys that they are quite low in economy there. But Blue Jays move on Styles quickly in towards Secret. This is a really good position, but oh, he was ready. And he's prepared to take him down pretty quickly. That's one of those lurkers taken care of here as they look to execute it towards A. They're only going to have one bomb here.
Oh no, this is already getting picked apart at the seams, man. Everybody for Dignitas chipping in right now. It's up to Aidkit and Casanito, but if there is any 2 players you want in it, it's these 2 men right here as Aidkit's gone good for 2. Hold up a second, because it's up to Casanito. Not again, man. Another 1v3 attempt, but this time it's against rifles, and Dignitas stay absolutely not. Finally getting themselves their 14th, and they're 2 rounds from closing out this series.
No bomb plan either right there for Blue Jays, and you can see what that does to their economy. There's a lot of kills in there, sure. But Blue Jays calling out a timeout to try and keep their heads in this game. I'd imagine they have to discuss what they want to do with this economy right now. I mean, we saw an ambitious save with the USP round that they went for on Mirage. I believe they gave up 14 with that one, and I'm wondering if they give up map point, series point right here with an eco, or if they just go for the force buy.
Well, a lot to be decided, and I guess it does kind of warrant taking a bit of a pause and seeing what you can work out. But it looks like they're going for the investment, putting it all on the table, and I don't... Like, it's weird, because I'd personally take the save here, because I don't like to force. There's a margin where you will force, and you'd be okay with, like, Mac 10s, but you've got 1 rifle. I mean, you have utility, but you have 1 rifle. The pistols haven't been doing anything for them this entire game, and I don't think that's going to change right now.
I mean, they're doing this once again. Casanito, though, this time he's trying to make his way quickly down towards the lower side of things. They even have a vent drop as well. And this time, Heap's not as quick with his moving in towards the B side of things, so it's really strong positioning. They're going to try and flank it out. They have rotates arriving, though. Halzerk's here to beat this ramp aggression, and Heap's already found 1. This Tech 9 flank coming through, though. There it is. Eventually does show face, but still they have control of ramp. Kixon continues to show some success. Casanito always been spotted.
No way. That is such unfortunate timing. Like, Castanito just looks to his right for a second longer, and he finds that frag on the forest. But it's not impossible for Kixon. He has an AK. It's a 1-on-2, and the A bomb site's wide open for the taking. The post plant should be allowed, but he's got to do this quickly because Forrest is going to be able to move into heaven, and you don't want to let him get this close. But I also don't like the Dignitas have split up on this one. They know that a player's coming in from vents, but it's just his job to sell a fake as Forrest comes in from heaven, and Kixon's none the wiser to this flank. And now Dignitas are about to wield themselves map and series point. 15-5. And if they want to prove they're good, they'll do it right now.
There you go. You get your opportunity at least one broadcast today.
Yep.
Just shows that it's two very dominant scorelines there for Dignitas, for sure. A great reposition from Forrest. I love that instead of going in through many to try and maybe quickly find that rotation, quickly take that 1v1 duel, he repositions him towards heaven. I don't think that was to be expected at all. Very well done from him to try and catch him off guard. It's exactly what it did right there. He was clearing out so much space, and with that bomb plant, they'll get a little bit here. Sure, AK in the hands of Kixon. Aid kit probably on the Tech 9 as well, but that is just not much to write home about at all.
Well, pretty much the exact same buy we saw in the previous +1 Mac 10, though. Less util, but I don't think it matters that much. They're going to try to take outside. Lecro not going to pepper any bullets to the smoke. Not something we see too commonly. No, never mind. He'll change that up quickly. None of them connect. A little bit of damage on a Kixon, but there are 4 Ts on the opposite side of the smoke. Now he's going to start to get some tags. Now he's going to start to get some info. As Danny's the first to fall. They go sprinting down secret. The jig is up. They've just got to try to make something work, and Dignitas have plenty of time to come in on rotation. Blue Jays, they've already hit their final destination, but I'm not too sure how well it's going to go. As smoke comes out of the double doors, they try to provide themselves with some cover. Spam through the smoke is good for 1, almost a second. It's a 2-on-5 game on the line. Blue Jays, they have been battered and bruised this entire series, and it looks like it's going to end that exact same way. The bomb falls with aid kits straight at the A site, but it's a 1v4 ace clutch required to keep Blue Jays alive.
Not going to happen today.
No, it's not.
Aid kit. Last man standing, but what a series right there. What a domination on Nuke. And again, it just goes to show how comfortable Dignitas is on this map, and you know how the punish pick on Nuke specifically, I feel like that is the biggest aspect here. It looked more so that Blue Jays weren't exactly the most comfortable with some of the stuff that was thrown out on the T side from Dignitas, and that kind of just lends itself so much to the success right there. Dignitas showing up in an absolutely big way right there in map number 2.
Yeah, and for the most part of this entire series, it was really just one-dimensional play from Blue Jays. Even over on Mirage, the T side really lacked depth. The CT side, well, I'll just say it's a lot easier to have success at that portion of the things. But on Nuke, we really started to see it get undone, where Dignitas were really comfortable. They knew what they were doing. They had a set game plan. Blue Jays just couldn't answer. Like, even though they put up a couple of false rounds at the end of the half, it was done from like round 10, where Dignitas were just uncontested. We're getting openers, and Lecro was just banging heads. Like, he was probably the man who found the most openers this entire series.
Yeah, on Nuke, he was finding openers towards that outer yard every round. It felt like he was so consistent at it, and I mean, really good showing right there on Dignitas moving into that upper bracket final. Has to feel good for them. I mean, Blue Jays are not out of things just yet. Again, they had that win yesterday over Enigma, and so that has to feel good for them. You know, they're still in this. They're not out just yet. But I mean, later on, you know, we do have K23 versus Copenhagen Flames, and this matchup, it was good, sure, but this one, it should be even better with the name that K23 just take down.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting a battle of some of the major contenders, or not contenders, but rather champion stage contenders, because Entropic, they went, what, 2-0. They only had to win 1 game, and they guaranteed themselves a spot in the quarterfinals of the major. Yeah. They choked it away. I could say the same for Copenhagen Flames when they were playing NIP. A lot of chances to close that last map out. They choked it away. We could have gotten a pretty decent run back, but K23 come out of absolutely nowhere. A team that is another one of those teams that is pretty battered and bruised. They just take down a name like Entropic like it's nothing. Copenhagen Flames probably on the same caliber, so it's another test for them, but that's not going to be for quite some time. We ended a little bit earlier than expected, so expect an extended break. But when we come back, we've got a banging matchup, so stay tuned.
He's still